Okay, folks, mark your calendar. April 28th, the Sunscreen Film Festival kicks off. You know that is a favorite here in the Bay Area. And well, the premiere film has a pretty catchy name that I can't wait to learn more about. I'm talking about Rosé All Day. We have fun with that phrase. Now we're having fun with two actresses in that film, Cameron Kelly, Chelsea Aldine. Welcome to the show, ladies. How are you today?
We're doing great. How are you?
I'm well. I'm excited to talk with you. I mean, the fact that Rosé All Day is the name of the film, I think, number one, that is going to grab attention because that is such a fun saying, anyways. Now let's talk about the fun behind the film, of course, with the same name. Chelsea, Cameron, whoever wants to take the lead.
Chelsea, go ahead.
Sure. So this is such a fun project because, like you said, the title, Rosé All Day, just kind of gives you a glimpse into what may happen when you get this amount of women together for a movie. And, as a subject matter, it's just these friends getting together and having such a great time. There it is. Look at that. And we have this central theme every year. We get together and we drink rosé all day and we hang out and we have a good time. And of course, this year tends to be a little bit more dramatic than usual.
Someone's having a lot of fun with the rosé right there. As we're taking a look, of course, at some of the clips, from the film, we're exploring friendships a little bit, which I think is an interesting dynamic. And, we're coming off, of course, the pandemic where, people felt isolated or maybe you were connecting in a different way. It kind of talks a little bit about friends maybe 10 years later, how no matter what life throws at you, relationships do tend to alter and change just naturally.
It's so true. I think people will be able to relate to this, not only because we all drink rosé all day, don't we? I think so. I do. But I think people will be able to relate because everybody's got that group of friends, that formative friendship from either a high school group or maybe a college group or work friends or some formative relationship that has outlasted some of the tougher parts, some of the growing pains maybe. And I think this story, will relate to people just because no, Chelsea.
Chelsea, I don't know if Chelsea's already doing the rosé all day, maybe, or her camera.
I'm gone. 2 drinks in already.
Yeah, we decided it'd be best to show up drunk for this interview, just to stay in character. But no, I think people will relate to friendships changing over time. But I think ultimately you stay the course because those friendships mean the world.
It's interesting too. I brought up the pandemic, talking about how that changed so many of our relationships. The pandemic also changed the way you were able to film this. Let's talk about getting it done when things were still pretty much shut down.
Yeah, completely shut down. It was wild. This shoot was actually rescheduled several times, right, Chels?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think we had it originally booked in, gosh, what was that? I guess December of 2020. And we ended up pushing it maybe a few months, and I think we ended up shooting it not until March or April of 2021.
Do you think filming a film about female friendships, how life evolves and these things, did kind of you took your roles a little differently, maybe because of when you were actually putting this together? And maybe, again, this is the premiere film for the festival.
With the pandemic, everything had been shut down, and we were at a point where we just didn't know what was going to happen with our industry at all. So to be able to have this film to look forward to shoot, and then to get to know the girls who are all absolutely so talented and so funny, it was kind of just this magical experience of actually just getting to bond with people when we'd been so isolated for such a long time.
Do us a favor, though, and give a little shout out to the director, because it's someone that we may be familiar with her work, and being able to have her behind the lens, I'm assuming, was also a lot of fun.
Yes.
A ton of fun. Marla Sokolov, who is a giant talent. Chelsea and I actually both got to see the film for the first time yesterday. And I'm so excited for you guys to see it. Marla has done such a wonderful job. And everybody Marla, you know her from Full House and The Practice.
The Practice. And
she's immensely talented as a director, and we were so lucky to have her at the helm. I just can't sing her praises enough.
Oh, well, unfortunately, ladies, we are out of time. Once again, Rosé All Day, the premiere film in this year's Sunscreen Film Festival. Thank you so much for being with us. And as always, check out the website on the bottom of the screen for the rest of the films and, of course, to get tickets.